Dude, it's just too easy, man. So.
Yeah. He's gonna get caught up kissing Gary in the locker room rather than play the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey, that's a great insert for the start of a show, which we are about to begin, guys. Hang on.
Welcome to the Steelers Realm Podcast. And now, here are the boys of Steelers Realm.
Steelers Realm are indeed here, and we're simulcasting tonight. Gentlemen, what's going on? We're missing one tonight. TA out in the mountains somewhere there, but hey, proud to be with my man Freight Train, who always brings the freight. And then our guy Shane Mann. We're on both formats tonight. And we're thrilled he's joining us over on the podcast side as well as the PSF app too. So we are broadcasting live on both formats tonight, and give a shout out to them in a sec. But how you guys doing? How have you fared so well? Train, how was your way?
Hold on, JT. I got some technical difficulties here on the PFS app. Let me make sure I mute myself there.
There you go.
Yeah, me too.
But hey, I'm feeling good. I was able to bode farewell to our buddy TA before he left. If those of you that don't know, TA has this little thing that it's like his bugaboo. TA loves Rocky Mountain oysters, so he likes to go out there and get them fresh right off the elk. But hey, JT, I'm excited this week. We're coming hot. We're hotter than two chipmunks making whoopee in a paper sack. I'm ready to be back home. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this game. That's
it, man. Back home. Hey, Shane, man, how was your week, brother? Leading up.
Not too bad, obviously the game I didn't get to do the game with you guys because I was having issues and everything, but that game was certainly something with the Rams. So you hope that they can get some of that magic going, not in the fourth quarter, right? Because that's really the only time the offense did anything. But
yeah,
this game coming up is going to be interesting because they're going to need a lot more of that fourth quarter stuff in the first, second, and third if they want to have a chance. So
yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Hey, Chris joining us over on the Steelers Run podcast side. Hey, Chris. And then, of course, Jeremiah Yoder. Good old Italian name there. Thanks for tuning in, boys. Had a great time at the wedding reception last weekend, man. TA made the trek over along with the Mrs. TA. And we had a good time that night celebrating with our friend Bubba from the Triple B Experience podcast, among about 10 others. He does, but newly married man and newlywed, and I'm so happy for him. It was cool. I can tell you this: there was a lot of very large gentlemen in the room that night as well, with all his wrestler buddies and stuff too. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Now I'm going to save this little gem, Freight Train. I didn't even tell you in the green room, a little gem. That kind of put a little asterisk on the night, so to speak. So when we get him back, I'll remember to bring that up too. But I almost thought we had to go back after him there for a minute. Just say that. So, but anyhow, yeah, man, it's been a good week leading up to it. Nice coming off a Rams win and seeing a little bit more proficient offense. However, late in the game, but. Yeah, hand it to Kenny Pickett, man. He's a scrapper, and I love the fight in this team. And as always, our players make plays. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to this matchup.
It's just like JT, dude. I feel like me and you are going to be the same age by season's end. Like, I thought being a dad was going to take years off my life. Just watching the 2023 Steelers is taking years off my life week in and week out.
You know, the worst part is, Freight Train, is like I'm 26. I don't feel 26. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
I've been covering this team for the last couple of years more so than ever, and it's really been the same way for like 3 years now. Where it's like, especially like we've always been one of those teams that likes to come back and like win in that fashion, but like the last couple of years, our offense only shows up just at the right moment in certain games, and outside of
Right.
that, it's just a mess. So it's like, just give us one game where I'm like, you know what, I can quit it at like halftime. I don't have to worry about caring anymore. You know, we're gonna win. It's 30-0, whatever.
Yeah.
We just don't have that anymore.
We don't even need a first down by the half anymore. Like, I'm gonna quit even reading into
Right.
that. It's when the fourth quarter hits, it's like, okay, this is what I tuned in for. You know,
Right.
but going back to the aging, I mean, I'm about to start just going by dog years. That's probably the best
Yeah.
way to sum it all up. Is we just,
Maybe.
as Steelers fans, your age is in dog years. It's not human years.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I'm excited to get into this. What is the beginning of 3-game homestand coming off that next game after the bye. And so excited for that. That is very cool. Before we get into game day, where to watch and where to listen, just want to give a quick shout out to our platforms tonight. Hosting our podcast is Bud Sprout, and our streaming partner, StreamYard, handles all that. And then, of course, we are out live on the Pro Sports Fans app, psf.app. You can find it on the web. Get the app, join in, and jump in the Steelers Fans NFL group there. And then we're also out live right now, out over Facebook, YouTube, X Live. And then all those links can be found on the website too. Shane, give us some plugs on your Steel Curtain.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do 2 shows a week normally. This week we only did one. My co-host was not feeling so great, but we do 2 shows normally live, 1:30 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday on our Steel Curtain YouTube channel. Do some shorts and stuff like that too, other things. And of course I do write for the Steel Curtain blog as well, if you guys want to check anything out there. Do the quarterback report card, which has been up and down, something to write. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not. And also I should be soon coming out with a pretty massive piece on just the overall issues with this team and systemically from top down. That is definitely going to be worth the read. So,
dude, you're going to need a few pencils.
Yeah, I'm up to 3,000 words right now.
There you go.
And it's not done, so it's gonna be a big one. So,
Whoo-wee.
My goodness. Hey, well, we're back to normal Pittsburgh hometown football, man. 1 p.m. kickoff, Acrisure Stadium in the Berg. That's going to be on KDKA, CBS nationally, which is the Paramount network.
CBS. It's CBS.
CBS.
Paramount.
Yeah.
It is
so
CBS, too.
It is, yes. So Paramount, you'll be able to see it on that streaming platform.
Because we're going to be synced up once again for this live game, in-game chat. And we're going to be hanging with you all the way through the game on our PSF app this weekend for this game as well, too. So that's awesome. It's good when everybody's all synced up because it doesn't always work that way technology-wise.
No. Yeah. Well, depending on how you get your television broadcasts, you know what I mean? So.
Right. I think I was at the Rams game. I think I was about a minute and 1 second behind everybody.
It's not hard to happen.
So,
Are we up this week, guys? Because I wasn't sure. Because I'm actually going to be at this game live.
Nice.
I could actually, if we are going to be on, I didn't think we were. If we are going to be
live check-ins,
I could jump in and check in and do stuff. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
The only challenges with that I've found and I've heard is that the network is so congested with that many people in that stadium that cell coverage is a little rough at times.
My data worked pretty well when I was been there for things before, so I should be able to get away with not even using the in-stadium Wi-Fi maybe. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice, dude, that's awesome.
I have a friend who has some season tickets in his family that occasionally he gets to go and asked me to go. Nice, definitely nice to have.
Yeah, and hey, don't forget about your podcast buddies here.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
So we got Ein Eagle doing play-by-play, Charles Davis with the color, Evan Washburn on the sideline with the game call, and then of course over the radio, our man, Mr. Bill Hillgrove doing play-by-play, the Wolf Man with color, Missy Matthews, Max Starks on the sideline, and then over the radio on the Steelers.com, the Steelers Nation app, I believe the Steelers app itself.
Yep.
You can connect with the audio portion of that as well as the flagship WDV 102.5 FM, or in your Indiana County area, WDAD, Indiana County. So weather looking good, guys.
Yeah.
Other than a 97% chance of rain.
We'll take that. We'll take that with us, honestly.
Yeah, but at least it'll be relatively warm comparative to late October weather in the Berg, 63 degrees, and a little bit of southwest winds. I could never do weather. But yeah, versus the Jags, they lead the series on us, guys, 14-13.
I still remember the mid 2000s, especially. They just had our number. It felt like with like Gerard at quarterback and
Jones Drew.
Yeah, Rasheed
Mr. the Thigh Master.
Yeah,
the Thigh Master Jones. Drew. That dude's got the biggest thighs on a man's body I've ever seen.
He's like 5'0" too. So
like he's just proportionally like he just came out. I'm pretty sure he had a football and like hit the hole out of his mom. You know what I mean?
Well, so many memories since they joined the league. What were they? Expansion team with 95, right?
Yeah, 95, 96, I think.
They used to be in the same division as us too.
Briefly, I think.
The Central Division.
Right.
JD, you should remember that. Yeah,
I do. And I remember the days of Mark Rinnell.
Who? Yeah,
he was ahead of his time and with a running style quarterback. And we just he gave us fits. I mean, the team's given us fits over the years.
Yeah.
So with us coming off of the win, we're 4-2. Jags are 3-3 now.
Actually, 5-2. I wanted to correct you guys on that because I didn't know if
that's right.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I tried to change it and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I know.
5-2. Yeah.
Did I put that?
PDF.
See, fired.
I'm fired. It's all right. I was gonna go and try to change it, but they're 5-2. They're on like a 4-game win streak, I think, 3-game win streak, something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, Jags 3-3. They beat New Orleans, and currently they're Jags -2.5 with the over under 41. So once again,
I am a betting man. Now I don't win a whole lot, but I'm thinking I'm going with the under on this one. If it's supposed to rain all day and the way those two offenses are so unpredictable, I mean, I don't want to be responsible for the Steelers Realm listeners and PSF listeners. We're losing money, but boy, that under is looking real nice.
Really blame me, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. I just kind of lost my train of thought there. But anyhow, yeah. Let's keep moving along. Oh, the deadhead over here. That's what happens when you get old and gray, fellas.
I know. I'm a Steelers fan.
Yeah. We're talking about how they age us. But
and Jeremiah, he asked what he would be in dog years since 76. I want to say that puts him at like 600 years old. So
probably somewhere around there.
632 years old.
Something he's like Gandalf the Gray.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Still with us though, so.
Well, what I was looking for here was what threw me off here is, it's just about that time to get Freight Train's by the number segment for the night.
Yes.
So,
and I'm really excited for this one because TA's not here to interrupt me after every single number category. So we should save our listeners like 20 minutes of their time with me reading these tonight.
Tonight, you only have us, I promise you, 10, 15-second comments.
Right.
So, well, let's cue up the show.
So, all right.
Let's rock.
So it's by the numbers here, and we're going to start with the number 5. The Steelers used the last 5 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock to beat the Rams and kept the defense off the field. This was the first time the Steelers had accomplished a 5-minute drive to win a game since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that it's been that long. Let me put it that way.
To win a game, being that.
Yeah, especially to win a game. Yeah.
Right.
We're not exactly the best holding on to the football super long on offense, so. And admittedly, we did get a little help at the end there. I'm willing to admit that the spot was interesting, we'll say. But yeah,
the evidence was inconclusive, Shane.
Exactly.
It was inconclusive.
The worst part for Sean McVay is like if it was just like 30 seconds later, it wouldn't matter because the booth could do something about it.
Yeah, he's the idiot that burned all his freaking time out.
It was just bad timing, man. Bad timing.
You gotta be smarter than that, McVay.
Right. It happens.
Anyways, so next we have the number 56. I know it's not Lamar Woodley. The Steelers led the NFL in rush success rate last week at 56%. That's getting it done.
Yeah. You love to see it.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I'm not used to these quick responses, guys, so you got to bear with me.
Yeah, man, we should go, man. Don't let us interrupt. We'll just we'll grab on and hold on.
The next one, we got 102.8. This is Kenny Pickett's fourth quarter QB rating. Shane, you should know this. The first through three quarters is at 75.9. Talk about a difference in coming up clutch at the end.
It's so hard to watch this team play offense so often, and then we watch the fourth. Like if you just watch the cut up of the fourth quarters of Steelers playing football, you'd think we were like a top 3 team in the league because that's the only time they show up. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if Matt Cannon's in his head the first 3 quarters like, I got to stick to the script. And then the fourth quarter, he looks up, he goes, oh, crap, we're losing by 10 points. I got to do something. And then all of a sudden it works.
Right.
Let's go to the bottom of the page.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Bottom of the
Rivers Bird at the bottom.
Next page, but just
the stuff I said because I didn't want to blow my load too early.
Right. Literally. It's like, buddy, just dump it all out there. Give us a chance in the first half.
Yeah.
Like, we can figure it out the second half if you just let us play in the first half.
Right.
He must be thinking he's got Mitch Trubisky out there for the
something. Listen, I don't know.
Right.
All right. Go ahead. Great train.
So next we got the number 25. That is the number of yards the Steelers defense gave up in the fourth quarter last week. So they were kind of bending those first 3 quarters, but boy, did they put it all together at the end.
Yeah, they certainly bent. We'll call it that. Puka bent us around the corner is what he did. That's, like, I don't know. Like, we know that Levi's bad, but that one like crosser he ran on him and just ran away from him. Like, that's not what this guy's meant to do. Like, he's not like a speed threat. Like, and then you left him in the dust. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah.
Kill him.
Yeah. But hey, when they needed to do it, they got it done.
Absolutely.
So to round this baby out, we got the number 1, and I thought this one was kind of interesting. The Steelers' offensive line has went up against Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and Aaron Donald in the first 6 weeks, and have only given up 1 sack to considerably some of the best pass rushers the NFL has to offer. 1 sack to those guys.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, if there's one thing this line can do, it's prevent those guys from wrecking the game. Like, they might look good doing it, they might do good stuff, but they're not going to be the reason we lose. It's going to be other guys having to pick up the slack because we're going to double team those guys, chip them. Like, we always have a good plan against those types of guys. So
They seem to, no doubt, and that was refreshing to see that too. The lack of impact those guys had. I mean, you're going up, especially like Crosby, although he was like always putting a hit on somebody. And
he was trying to do something every time.
Yeah, almost to the point where I wouldn't have been surprised if one of the refs went over and said, listen, dude, you turn it down a notch here.
Yeah.
But he's certainly a frantic player. He's always trying to do something, get involved, which is good, but sometimes I think he takes it a little step too far.
Yeah, maybe just a little young bull. stuff there
Mm-hmm.
going on too. So well, let's move on here to some of the concerns of the week and some talking points. Shane, a couple key players' names were thrown around this week, including Cam Hayward. What's the scoop there, man?
So he did return to practice. They opened up his 21-day window. Same thing they did for like McFarland and Deontay last week. Obviously, Deontay came back. He also, real quick, got to mention that he did end up on the injury report as well. So he had some issues with his hamstring, but hopefully he's going to be all right. But Cam, now that he's able to practice, I don't know how soon he could come back, but it was like an 8-week injury, so I'm assuming at least not for another week or two.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe hold this one out and bring him back next week, especially, the weather is going to be a factor. We know how that field gets when it's wet.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of sloppy when it's dry.
And it's
So,
it's twice as much trying to on that groin, man. Jesus.
Yeah. So you hope that he can get back here, like obviously as soon as possible, with especially the way the run defense has been. But that 21 days, I'm expecting them to use at least like 14 of those days to let him back in, because especially like I mentioned, if Deontay re-injured his hamstring and all, which it looks like he did tweak it at least. Maybe it's not the same one. I haven't heard any reports on that, but you don't want to mess around with hamstrings. You don't want to mess around with groins. You don't want to mess like none of that stuff, because it's so important for a football player and also for a player like Cam. He's got to have that power. Yeah.
Right. Yep. I agree.
Well, TA's not here to bring us the ambulance report, guys. So I don't know. You guys want to split them up?
Sure.
Tonight?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
All
but
right.
I'll do the home team, Shane. You can have the away team.
Gotcha. Do you want to do your bulletin board material here first, Freight Trainer? Do you want to save that?
Whoa, yeah. Well, JD skipping over that, my dog.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we did chat about that. I guess that kind of.
Yeah. You probably thought about we did it pre-show a little bit. Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Freight Trainer isn't a night that I don't like diss you now.
I know, dude. I know. It's just I'm
always
kind of learn to just move on. It's just like part of the show.
Blame it on the gray again.
Yeah. So Steelers got some bulletin board material via Jacksonville this week, as the radio station over there basically came out saying that they don't fear us anymore like they used to, that we're not the same Pittsburgh Steelers. And when the schedule came out that we were playing them, they basically overlooked us and already counted it as a win. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then on top of that, Trevor Lawrence had the audacity to call our terrible towel, our famous terrible towel that everybody that's a sports fan knows exactly what the hell it is. He has the audacity to call it a little yellow towel. Well, I tell you what, Shane, you better have that freaking terrible towel in your hand this weekend when you're at the game. And we're going to show Trevor Lawrence exactly what those yellow towels are and what they represent, because everybody in the stand should have one waving this weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you don't want to be on the bad side of that karma.
No.
You mess with the terrible towel, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Ask TJ, who's your mama?
Yes. Yep. Who was it? Titans?
Yeah, Lendale White.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Still.
Don't mess with the towels, guys. I'm pretty sure someone in their PR department probably after that was like, Trevor, listen. I know you haven't gone to Heinz yet or anything,
right.
But like you're Acrisure now. I'm still gonna call it Heinz. But either way, like if you're gonna go to the Steelers, you probably don't want to say anything about the towels. You don't want to say anything about Renegade. Probably just leave it alone. Just be like, yeah, we're excited to go to a historic place and play the Steelers. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, that's right.
As good as they can be, as good as this team can be. And this kind of goes back to what you said about the radio station. Like, oh, we're not scared of them, whatever else. If they let us hang around, right, that's when you need to be concerned. Because if they can put 20 points up in the first half and we do nothing like normal, yeah, maybe then they can kind of coast to a win. If this game is like especially tied or within a score at halftime, they better start worrying, because that's when this team shows up to play, is when they have a shot going into the second half. They can weather the storm, they're good. So they got to be careful about what to say about that.
Yeah. Well, Trevor, you dirty hippie, you're going to find out exactly what those towels are.
Hey, let me throw this in, guys. It's like a little blurb here on this. Let me credit it. It's a USA Today Sports Wire story, but going back to, this was 2008. At the conclusion, I'll read this verbatim. A Week 16 win over the Steelers. And we were just talking about this last night. Me and the boy were bouncing NFL nicknames off of each other.
Okay.
And I said, who was the freak? You know who the freak was? And he was like,
Javon Curse.
Javon Curse. So he blew his nose in the terrible towel, and then Keith Bullock spit on it and kicked it. And that's when Lindell White was stomping on it in front of the cameras. So, yeah.
You got them coming up next. So we'll
keep
that in mind.
Yeah. But you won't hear much about the terrible towel this time.
I don't probably not with maybe Will Levis probably starting, depending on what's going on. I don't think they want a rookie to have to deal with that. So,
well, why don't we kick this one off with the number one player that we were concerned about?
Whoa, JT. What's going on, bud? You missed the ambulance report this time.
Dude, I'm queuing it up right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just going to sit back and let you run the show. Okay?
Yeah, no, I'm queuing it up right now. And I just thought we would lead about the guy that we were most concerned about with. We already talked about Cam Haywood, but I'll just let you take it from there. You know how I'm talking about.
Right. I know
how I'm talking about.
I got you. JT, cue the music. Okay. All right. To start us off, we got Deontay Johnson dealing with that hammy. He did not participate today. It'll be interesting what he does tomorrow. I'm expecting him to at least come back in a limited capacity.
Yeah,
I mean, he'll probably be questionable all the way up till game time. And then my boy, Joey Porter Jr. dealing with a calf. He was limited today, but I think he's going to play. He's a tough son of a gun. So
wouldn't he be your dad based on your name? Wouldn't that be how that works ultimately?
That's right.
Just throw that out there. I don't know how this family tree breaks out.
Junior.
Either way, we should be related.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't see the resemblance?
Not really. No, I'm not going to lie. But whatever works for you.
The facts.
That's right. Then we got Anthony McFarland. His knee, he was back to being a full participant. It's interesting to see how they deploy Anthony McFarland, if he can even get on the offense. I mean, assuming he'll take kickoff return duties once again.
If he's healthy, I'm sure. Yeah.
Right. Levi Wallace, he's got a foot injury. Hopefully he's limited. Hopefully that downgrades by game time, but we'll see what happens.
Wait a minute. You mean hopefully it gets worse by game time?
That's what I was kind of hoping. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of what I'm hoping. Yeah. Either that or Christian Kirk's going to have 150 yards too. But we'll save that for later.
All right.
We got Cole Holcomb. He was a full participant after having a little bit of an ankle injury. Nate Herbig was sick. He was a full participant. Then obviously Cam Hayward's limited. And guys, get this. Okay. Larry Ogunjobi was back on the injury report, but it wasn't a foot.
Right.
It's a shoulder now.
Shoulder.
So the pain moved from his foot and it's going up into his shoulder now. So he did not participate. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him tomorrow. He may or may not be out.
Dude, we need him in there.
We do, especially if they're not going to play Benton more, which he played a season low snaps against the Rams, which is insane to me. I just don't I don't know what they have. He's one of the highest graded, no matter what site you use, what site you're looking at. Everyone seems to like him, except for the Steelers coaching staff. So that bothers me, but we'll see.
Well, I think we could say the same about a few players, but anyway,
this is true. This is true. Yeah. But we'll move to the Jags here. So they have some guys that are definitely interesting, especially if they are truly going to be limited in the game. That would be really good for us. Their top corner, Tyson Campbell, hamstring limited. We know how those hamstrings can affect things. Andre Cisco, also a hamstring. He's a guy I'm particularly worried about because he's a ball hawking safety, right? We've seen Kenny throw balls up into coverage a couple times this year. Got away with it for the most part, but you don't want to have that happen. Devon Hamilton back full, so he looks like he's going to be good there. Are you guys getting interference with me? I can hear something.
No, you sound good on my end.
Okay, good. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Zay Jones, this is a big one because he hasn't been a huge factor for them, but we've seen him have big games for this team. He's dealing with a knee injury, did not participate. Gregory Jr., backup corner, is full there. Trevor Lawrence, his knee has been bothering him for a couple weeks. It didn't limit him against the Saints, so I'm not worried about him missing, but it'd be nice if he was a little bit limited as an athlete, especially. Their top offensive tackle right now, Walker Little, also limited. He's a guy I actually remember from a couple years ago. I wanted the Steelers to draft him, actually. So he's been really good for them, but he's dealing with a knee. And then finally, another offensive lineman injury, big for us, especially with how we win games. Brandon Sheriff, ankle limited. So if those two are limited, they could get real ugly up front.
Yeah. Those last three actually bode well for us.
Yeah, if he's limited with his knee and the offensive line isn't full health, that could get ugly for them in pass protection, especially.
For show.
Yeah. So, as I like to take kind of backseat, just the average Joe kind of fan, and like, what does all that mean? I mean, how do you guys feel about going into this game, just based on the players available and the matchups that we may have there? Before we get into those particular ones to watch out, just overall, just kind of thought on how we match up.
I think we work fine. I really do. I mean, let's face it, the healthiest part of our team is our pass rushers right now. Look at who's injured for them and who's limited. Kind of weighs on our favor, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we're going to win this game, it's going to be like normal. It's going to be the pass rush showing up and the offense taking it home in the fourth quarter. The way they're looking, that all lines up with how we're going to win if we do. Like the corners might be banged up, the safety's banged up that I'm most worried about, the line's banged up, even Trevor's still banged up. Like all these guys, if they're not at full health, he does give us an advantage with how we're dealing right now.
But it's all about how we neutralize a certain person on the list that we're about to talk about.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
So let's do that. Hey, Tim's weighing in tonight. Hey, welcome, Tim. Thanks for jumping in. I called it blasphemy. Referring to the terrible towel without the utmost respect. No doubt. Yeah. And Jeremiah, every team that the Steelers defeated this year has let us hang around good karma on the Steelers' sides.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. It just these last three games in general just seemed like the other team just kind of couldn't pull it all together.
Having an off week.
Yeah, the Browns were the Browns. And then the Ravens kind of became the Browns.
Yeah, they literally and figuratively dropped the ball.
And the Rams kind of became the Browns again, too.
If we could just face the Browns every week, we'd be okay.
Yeah, let's just face the Browns every week.
Right.
And, hopefully the Jags are going to be like their version of the Browns.
And then when we play the Browns, we'll just call them the Clowns.
Right.
So it's a little bit different, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, same overall team. So, of course, the big one to watch out for, Trevor Lawrence. What did you call him? I don't like using opponent nicknames for their players. What did you call him? T-Law?
Well, T-Law, or you can call him Sunshine. That's right. A little bit of Remember the Titans there.
Okay.
We'll go with Sunshine. How about that?
Yeah, Sunshine. Okay. Yeah.
Sunshine on a cloudy day.
There you go.
Anyways, let's just talk about
him. It wouldn't be an episode if somebody didn't sing.
Yeah.
Right.
At least once.
Not going to be me.
See, TA would have continued the song, though. That's what was a little bit different.
Probably would, yeah.
You jumped in a two-part harmony.
Yeah. So, anyways, about Trevor Lawrence. he's actually started playing relatively well the last couple weeks. He's really, I think the difference between Trevor Lawrence this year than previously is he's really cut down on the turnovers. That was huge with Trevor Lawrence's rookie year, and last year was he turned the ball over a crap ton. So he's got an 8-3 turnover ratio, and then of course, like he did in college, he has that ability to get outside the pocket and make plays with his legs. So his team usually fares pretty well against scrambling quarterbacks. I mean, just ask Lamar Jackson. But obviously the key with his knee injury is to keep him in the pocket, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's not going to probably be looking to run if he's got a bum knee.
Yeah.
So
right. And
make Trevor make the throws.
Right. I think the biggest thing with him this year is that, especially like the Bills game, even though they won, he fumbled the ball like 3 times. Like, if you can get to him when he's trying to make a play out of the pocket, he's going to put the ball on the ground if you hit him. Like, it kind of feels like that. And this team is a young team. They're coming off of a really successful season last year. They started this season strong overall. But they there's every so often they'll make a mistake that's like very easily avoidable. And we need to get some of those. And if there's any team that we know will do that to you, it's the Steelers defense. They will make you do stupid stuff for whatever reason. So that we definitely look out for some turnovers in this game.
That's a great point. And maybe that's attributed to defensive coaching and players on to be able to disrupt these teams like that too. So, all right. So his biggest weapon is
one of them. I wouldn't say the biggest, but one of them that we need to watch out for, Christian Kirk. He's playing pretty hot right now. I'd say he's easily T-Law's. Well, I'm sorry, not T-Law. Sunshine. Yeah, Sunshine's the number 1 target right now. The thing with Christian Kirk is he can play the slot really well, but he can also play outside, and he's got burner speed that he can take off. So, and he has a knack for finding the end zone. He's got back-to-back weeks with touchdowns. So he's one to look out for. He's shifty, he just kind of finds these little places in the defense and gets open.
He's a funny guy because if you remember a couple years ago when they signed him as like a huge free agency contract, like $18 million a year. And he didn't do a whole lot with the Cardinals before that. He had a couple good seasons for them, but wasn't like a number 1. And everyone kind of laughed at it, right? They're like, oh, the Jags just have to spend money. They're bad. They need to throw money at stuff. But he's been really, really good for them. Like to the point where that contract is honestly kind of perfectly in line with what you expect for a receiver nowadays with $30 million getting thrown around to, the Tyreek Hills of the world. So good on him for making that contract actually totally not a problem at all. And he has been the most consistent player. I think Calvin Ridley's somebody to watch out for in this game because he started off really slow. But I'm going to bet that he starts getting going here in the middle of the season. So.
Which one gets 150 yards, Shane?
I mean, honestly, I'd bet on
somebody.
Ridley. I'd bet on Ridley more than Kirk because I think they need to take away the guy that's most likely to do it more so than anything. And Ridley's had a slow start, so I'd say probably.
Right. Yeah. So this next one is the one that we really need to watch out for.
The way
and that is Travis Etienne Jr., the running back. So Travis is one of the best dual threat running backs in the league, and he doesn't really get a whole lot of publicity, but I think he's one of the better ones in the league. And he gets a lot of touches, whether that's straight rushing or in the passing game. Either way, they're going to force feed Travis Etienne the ball. He's going to touch the ball at least 30 times. And he comes into this game with 3 straight weeks with 2 scores. So it's important that we kind of keep an eye on him because once he gets into space, it's over. So and he's pretty elusive as well. So, and of course, him and Sunshine, went to college together. Now they're in the pros together. They got a repertoire with each other. So,
Freight train. That was an awesome word, dude.
What's that?
Repertoire.
I think he was going for rapport, but I'm going to let him have that one because
you know what?
That was a good one though.
I have a little bit of TA in me. Okay,
Right.
I've been doing this
You
show
got,
with him
yeah,
long
you
enough.
You got to represent him when he's not here. Right?
You would think like when you bring somebody onto something that you do it to make them better.
Right.
You know, you always replace. I shouldn't say replace because he's not going somewhere. But you always try to find somebody a little bit better than you. And said he's trying to teach me all his bad habits, and now it's starting to come out in the wash.
He's getting it, man. No, but with ETN, of course, he was also the pick right after Najee, right? And there's a lot of questions at the time about who was the best back and everything else. And I think obviously he's been in a better situation than Najee's been with the line and with the scheme and everything. Better, offensive coordinator play, everything like that. But he's definitely they're completely different players, so it's hard to judge them against each other. But I'm curious to see if Najee can kind of make it known that he's a good player too in this game, right? Like try to bring it to them and show that they're both quality backs that should be, well deserving of where they were drafted. So,
well, and I think with
a little chit maybe, huh?
Yeah.
I think with ETN, I think the reason why he slid was because he had a little bit of injury problems.
He did.
And then I think he had a foot injury or something that kept him out pretty much his rookie year.
Yeah, his whole year he was out with a foot thing. And I remember because I scouted him coming out too because I was doing scouting and he had a weird running style at the time. Like I think he corrected a little bit, but his gait was just kind of weird running. Like he didn't get up the full speed the way you wanted him to. He's definitely corrected that after getting into the league. So
certainly, yeah.
Let's move to the defense, guys.
Yeah, let's flip it over to the other side. And, miss your TA.
Yeah.
Certainly would have missed his pronunciation.
Yeah, that's all I could think of, right?
Linebacker.
Oh, yeah. I just wish I could see him in Colorado when I sent him the call sheet, just totally butchering this name when he read it. JT, I think you take the honors. Take it. My TAs already came out in the show. Let's go with you this time.
You want me to take a shot at?
Take a shot.
For you said.
Yeah. For you said.
Aloken.
That's
not
close
bad.
enough.
Not bad.
How they do?
Foyesad Aluakin, if you guys wanted to know how to say it.
Aluakin.
Aluakin. Wanted to know how to say it.
Nice.
Lulu.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
All right. So with this guy, he's a solid tackler with a knack of finding the ball and can also play coverage. And he plays really, really well against run. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, he leads the Jaguars in tackles.
Not only does he lead them in tackles, he's led the NFL in tackles for the past 4 years in a row, basically. Like
there we go.
Tackles than him. If there's one thing this guy does, now he's been better in coverage this year, admittedly. He's never been like an elite coverage player, but most linebackers aren't, right? You just want to see him be able to make some plays. Right. He will find the football. It's not always for loss or anything crazy, but he rarely misses a tackle, and he's involved in every one of them, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, Najee's just gonna have to be looking out for him every week, or every play. So that'll be interesting.
No doubt.
And not to go off the rails here, but it'll be interesting how our running back usage is going to be this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I think it was almost 50-50. I think Najee got a little bit more. I think Jalen, I saw he was like at 46% of the snaps. So with the weather, I'm looking for it to be a little bit closer.
It's interesting because, like, obviously Najee's style makes more sense in a rainy environment because Jalen's all about putting his foot in the ground and getting forward and speedy too. But at the same time, if he can keep his footing and other guys can't, if he's lower to the ground, got a better center of balance, like he could have a couple nice plays himself. So I think it just depends on how much we pass because he's going to be in there a lot of the passing game snaps, just to block if nothing else. So.
Right.
True. So. What other challenges Pickett going to face in the passing game? Obviously, we hope they lean heavily and have the success kind of, continue to move that needle up, as Tom would say, point that needle up in the running game. But what's kind of going to be like facing as far as their backfield?
So we already talked about their other cornerback. Darius Williams is on the other side. And I think he's one of the better cornerbacks that nobody really talks about. I mean, I think he's had a pretty solid career. He came over from the Rams, I want to believe.
Yep, that's right.
and he's already been a turnover machine. He's got 3 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles at that cornerback position.
Yeah, you got to be careful with him. He's a guy that he's a 5'9" corner that plays outside, and when that happens, they're good because they would not be playing outside if they weren't good.
Yeah,
Right, 5'9" for sure.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
you're not a bad 5'9" outside corner because those don't exist, right? There's just a lot of guys. But
Right.
no, he's an interesting player because you talk about the turnovers. He has really good route recognition, so he's going to jump on balls when he sees the opportunity to. Now you hope with the way that we kind of focus on the sidelines and George Pickens with his acrobatic catches and stuff, that if you get a matchup with him, you just throw that back shoulder and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? Like that's kind of what you're hoping to get in this game. So
right.
So how about their edge rushers? What kind of pressure is Kenny going to see?
So I put these two together, kind of like how ours go. So you got Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. Okay. They're pretty good pass rushing duo. Both pinned their ears back, and they've combined for 9.5 sacks this season. I know TJ Watt about has that by himself on our side, but they've made some plays over there in Jacksonville where they basically go by this moniker of Saxonville now. So
I remember the mid 2010 Saxonville defense more than this one for sure. But Allen is doing a lot of the heavy lifting sack wise. I think Walker's coming on a little bit as a first overall pick from last year. Still doesn't really know what he's doing out there sometimes. He doesn't have a plan to pass rushing, but Allen himself is enough. Like that guy has made a huge bunch of big plays for them on defense. He's kind of been the catalyst for their defense, and they better have a plan for him because I think they can block Trayvon Walker. He's still got some ways to go, but if they can't block Allen, it's going to get ugly real fast.
well, hopefully we play this Josh Allen better than the Josh Allen we faced last year.
Exactly.
Hopefully this Josh Allen plays to his competition like the one that the other one does this year.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let me just take a quick reminder, let everybody know that we will be sitting in live and chatting with you during the game this Sunday at 1:00, Sue, and that's going to be on the PSF app. Pro Sports Fans, you can find that on the web anywhere, either Android or iOS, in their app stores. And what's it called on Android? The
Play Store.
Play Store.
Google. Yeah, Google Play Store, yeah.
Find them there or on the web, psf.app for the app.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll jump in about what do you think, guys? About a quarter till, kind of do a little pregame and a little thoughts, get warmed up. We'll get our chairs all set up and stuff, and I'll meet you guys then Sunday too. So
yeah, I'll make sure I try to check in when I can every so often.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe if there's a big play, I can jump on real quick and be like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
So, yep, Shane Mann will be at the game, like you said earlier. I had a comment from Chris Elliott. If the corner is covering Pickens and it's 5'9", Steelers shouldn't throw it up to George all day.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting.
Point well made.
But the smartest man in the room might not realize it.
No, he's gonna be like, I can't throw it at him. He has 3 picks. It's like, but you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Well, they have Deontay to be concerned about with too. So, hopefully we'll get there. Hey, Benjamin checking in tonight as well too. Hey, Benjamin, thanks for jumping in, man. Good to get you guys support. So keys to victory. Let's go around the horn. Shane, why don't you kick us off with that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to be about staying in it in the first half because this is a team that can score the rock a lot. They can do a lot of things on offense. So if the defense can just keep us in the game and let the offense figure things out like they always do, and they just like screw around the first half for whatever reason, this can be like a 7-point game, 3-point game going into half. They're going to have a really good shot of being able to come back, finish the game. But as we've seen, if they do get blown out in the first half or if they get down big, this offense just probably doesn't have the firepower right now, the play calling to come back from that. So it's all about holding serve in the first half. I mean, if we could get a lead, that'd be unbelievable, but I'm not going to bet on that at this point. But if you could just hold serve, get us into the second half with a good chance, TJ is going to make a play, or, I'd love to see Minka make a play finally because he hasn't gotten a chance to really. Someone's going to make a play, and then we can kind of kick things off from that.
Well, dude, I seen this stat today Did you know Minka Fitzpatrick is on pace to have 147 tackles this season?
I believe it. He's been this. He's just sweeping things up for us. He's just
That is astronomical for a safety.
It's insane. Yes,
That's almost astronomical for anybody. 147 tackles.
Not good, man. Not good.
Yeah. Honestly, my key to the game is what we just talked about when we talked about going up against their offense. I think it's got to start. It starts and ends with that pass rush.
Yep.
We got to make Sunshine feel uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Take away his legs. Don't take out his legs, but take his legs out of the equation of him escaping the pocket. Keep him in there. Make him make those throws within the pocket because I don't think he can. So I think he's very inconsistent when he has to do that. You know what I mean? And it's all about covering these wide receivers. And the other thing is the Jaguars like to do a lot of trickery.
They do.
So it's all about having that football IQ and recognizing it when it's about to happen. You know what I mean? So I think
maintain your gap integrity, right?
Yes. We've been struggling with that this year for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
yeah, definitely. Well, I'm going to continue to say what I've been saying, and that's just continue to create sustained drives that take time off the clock and keep their offense off the field. And, part of that, it comes with a solid balance of a good running attack that is productive, as well as, the options that we have. Now it's going to be rainy, so it's going to be a little bit, it's not going to be a free for all out there, certainly, and could come down to kickers once again, too. So I just think we need to stay Paul, stay with them. The one that makes the most mistakes is probably going to lose this game.
Right.
So you minimize the mistakes and keep our defense fresh with some drives.
Mm-hmm. I agree, JT.
That's
a solid game plan right there.
You'll like it.
Yeah, always is.
Kick that other guy out. Somebody showed me a picture. They did. What was it? It was somebody's birthday cake or whatever. I don't know what it was, but it said Fire Canada on. No, it was in the grocery store. One of the bakers. Yeah. Did you see that?
I have seen it. With the cookie.
Yeah,
it was one of those big giant cookies.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Right in the case, right there. Love it. Love it.
Now for the best. This is the best part of the show right here.
We get to be wrong.
Yes,
pretty much. Yeah,
we can prognosticate.
Mm-hmm. I was pretty close last week. Not to scratch my own back, but
good. Well, I'm going to say, I feel pretty good about coming home. I think this is going to be a great crowd, a great day to be back, and I think we're going to do okay against the Jags. I think we're going to pull it up by 3, and I'm going to say 24-21. Steelers.
Cool.
Not bad.
Solid. All right. Who's up next, JT?
Great train. You're
me. Oh man, put the onus on me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I used that word correctly. I know I already fumbled the ball on that.
Hey, you did. Hey, I'll give you. We'll see. You did that time. I think you did.
Okay.
That was good. Good usage of the word. Good usage.
All right. Okay. This is a tough one just because, I'm thinking of the weather. I know how sloppy that field gets, and it could turn into basically a running game. I'm going to go 17-14 Steelers. Boz with the game-winning field goal.
All right. Not bad.
Give it to me again. Give it to me again real quick. I was trying to do something else. I'm sorry.
17-14.
Oh, my. Definitely going under, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I'm taking the under on this game for sure.
All right. And what was TA? You said you got TAs?
TA is hoping for a Canadian holiday. He had 27-17 Steelers.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Okay. Shane, man.
I'm gonna go. So I've made this prediction a couple times so far this week on different things. I think it's gonna be 24-20 Steelers. I think that it's gonna be with the help of a defensive touchdown at some point. by us, and I don't know who it's going to be, but I think it will be someone on defense scoring points as well at some point in the second half.
Joey
And then
Porter Jr.
Hey, I'd love to see a pick six. Absolutely, so I'll take that. But whoever it is, someone's going to score something. We're going to get a late lead thanks to probably a running drive, mostly get down the field, kind of cut the clock down, and then you can't quite come back. That's basically what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. All right, the other predictions are rolling in, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah has the Steelers winning 27-11.
Ooh, big one.
That's an interesting number there.
So,
Chris is taking Steelers 17-13.
Yep, Chris is drinking the same Kool-Aid I am.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah. So this I just thought of this in my head, and I don't know if you can see the smoke rolling out of my ears or not. But has Kenny played a game in the rain yet?
I don't know. I know he played in that absolutely frigid Raiders game last year.
Right.
For sure. But I don't think he's played I don't think it's been a rain game for him yet. I don't think so.
So do you think he has the leg up because he wears the gloves with a wet ball?
Maybe. I mean, he hasn't really had fumbling issues at all, which is great to see with all the
but T-Law might sunshine, whatever the hell you want to call him. Right. I'm not even going to try to.
He's had some fumbling issues.
I got all kinds of other names for him. It's just now I'm not allowed to say him on the air here.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, you're right though.
Yeah. Jeremiah says D-line needs to introduce Sunshine to Mr. TJ Watt.
Absolutely.
That's just also something we got to think in here is Kenny hasn't played in essentially downpour all game. You know what I mean? Or rain, to say the least. So gloves, no gloves. I'm picking the guy with the gloves.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think that does make some sense. Like I said, Lawrence has had some fumbling issues already this year too, so you have to factor that in too.
Will he have gloves?
No, he doesn't. He won't.
What are the Vegas odds on that?
I wish I could take odds on stuff like that. I do better on my bets.
Dude, I hope they do give him gloves, and I hope they're yellow.
Yeah, it's trying to appease the fans. He's like, don't yell at me. I wore the color.
Well, that's true, Chris.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done it. I mean, he never really had fumbling issues in college, really. That were more notable than anybody else. So I'm not too worried about it.
I'm just kind of I'm thinking, okay, and I'm not trying to diss Kenny, and I'm not trying to bring up
the hands.
This. That's what it is. Small hand, slick ball. You know what I mean? It doesn't go together very well.
Generally, no, but I think he'll be okay. So
that'd be fine. He'll be fine.
Well, we know in the fourth quarter he will. I'm just worried about the other three.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then you already have to worry about that anyway, just based on every game he's ever played, pretty much. So,
I'm YouTubing it tonight. I got to watch him. Kenny Pickett rain.
Yeah, just I'm sure somebody who had issues with him in the draft made a cut up of plays in the rain. I guarantee it. It's on there.
It's got to be. YouTube has everything.
They really do. It's funny. You can watch Kyler Murray's entire full year at Oklahoma, literally every snap he takes on YouTube. It's so funny. It's a random, it's kind of random that it exists, but you can watch literally every snap he played. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
It's really funny.
Oh my. And you can find every single Steelers Run podcast on YouTube as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little late night scrolling. Look us up.
Well, let's swing around the AFC North.
Jeez, JT, I ollied you. You just had to oop it there.
Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on to the rest of the AFC North.
So
JT's trying to get it under an hour, and here I am prolonging the show.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just sit back and let you go. Go ahead.
Go ahead, JT. What's our match?
Round the AFC North kitchen. What are you looking at?
So we got the Bengals coming off a bye week, heading into San Francisco.
Do it again. Can an AFC North team beat 49ers?
And I think so. I think Joe Burrow's going to have the number on Big Cock Brock.
Well, he might not play because he's got the concussion, so he might not be in there. It might be old Sam Darnold.
We all know about that. Yeah.
Was that DA's Sam Darnold?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't like rooting for our division rivals or division Yeah, rivals. I guess you could call the Bengals a rival, I guess.
Right.
Maybe
But-
now.
But I enjoy watching the 49ers lose because everybody was ready to give them the Lombardi trophy already.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. I
true.
get that.
True
I get
that.
that.
Them and the Eagles.
So, right. Screw the Eagles. Rich Smoke, I hope you're listening. Anyways,
There he is.
yeah. Next, we got the Cardinals heading into Baltimore against those Dirty Birds.
Talk about this match.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we have an idea how that one's going to go. But this one's the interesting one, the last one. The Cleveland Browns head into Seattle. And, guys, we know what it's like heading over there to the West Coast, especially to Seattle. We've had some rough games over there.
Yeah.
But, Jack, I mean, both of them are kind of dealing with a little bit of injury bugs. Seattle's top rusher might not play. The Browns, well, their $230 million quarterback doesn't like to play football anymore, apparently.
DNP.
So,
Yeah, I think he might just need, some work done on the shoulder, I
Ooh.
don't know where you can find that at though, because I don't
Who
know.
does that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm not really
Hey,
sure where to go for that.
we'll give him Robert Kraft's contact info.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah. There you go. He'll really get it figured out there, I promise you.
Right, yeah.
But
Yeah.
PJ Walker going to try to go into Seattle and win a game. I don't know about that. I don't know. No
Yeah.
offense to PJ, good, fun player, but not sure.
I mean,
beat the
the freaking porn stash guy beat him last week.
They should have. They need a lot of help. Talk about people were mad at the Steelers for getting that fourth down. Like the Browns got a lot of calls late in that game to get them a chance to win. So,
I know.
Yeah.
Despite the Browns.
Yes.
They got calls despite them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, awesome stuff. So, hey, Shane, man, have a great time at the game and
Absolutely.
check in with us when you can.
Absolutely.
On the PSF app. Freight Train, looking forward to bringing the game. Mrs. JT will be again. So she just really enjoyed herself last time too. So,
it was a blast.
Yeah,
that was fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out good with the earbuds split between us too. It was picking up. We could hear them both, chatting both, and it was all good stuff too. So we'll see you guys Sunday. Have a great rest of your week, guys. Chris, Jeremiah, even Larry out there checking in, Tall Tim out there, and appreciate all you guys checking in. Careful in the hot tub, guys. See you Sunday.
Adios, amigos. Sunday fun day. Tune in, PSF. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Check back next week into the Steelers realm.